Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Welcome to r/TodayIF, a subreddit for the idiot that lives within all of us and occasionally makes an incredible appearance. Honestly, the stories I've got for you today are absolutely amazing, so let's get straight into this first one by user/bombbuttday. This weekend, I was in one of my best friend's weddings. The bride, my friend, is diabetic and forgot her insulin when we went to the church. So, technically, diabetes is the villain of the story. No problem, I volunteered to go back to her house to pick it up. I like a mission. Me against diabetes. After a morning of bridal stuff, my adrenal glands were more than happy to kick some dust off. The bride says the back door is unlocked, so I dash to her house, drifting the corners, in my mind at least, finding the apex in the road. The back door is not unlocked. No doors are opened, but I'm not taking the L on this. All of us bridesmaids had gotten ready at her house earlier, and one of the other bridesmaids was leaning out her window on the second floor smoking. I gaze up at her window, praying that it's still unlocked. I know this house. I went to high school with the bride, snuck out of that window onto the roof, and clambered down the tree beside the house many times. Only this time, I'm in a strapless, tight, mermaid-style dress. Driving a stick in this constricting skirt was challenge enough. There is no way on God's green earth that I can climb a tree. It's barely above freezing, but this is a DEFCON 2 situation. I'm in the backyard and there is only one house that can see me. I accept the crazy low odds that the grandparents that live next door will notice me. Decidedly incorrect assumption, because apparently Gramps has assigned himself the position of Overwatch. I kick off my heels, sling off my jacket, it's barely above freezing, and toss the Morticia Adams-style bridesmaid dress over the fence. I pat my old friend the tree and begin to climb. I'm sure I sloth climbed it, but the adrenaline pulsing through my veins has me convinced that I ninja warriored it. The window is unlocked. Hurrah! Once I open it, I ungracefully fall into the room from the roof. I don't care because the distinctly male movie announcer voice in my head is sexily broadcasting the trailer for the movie I'm acting out. The crowd cheers when my icicle toes hit the hardwood floor. I'm killing it. The room looks like a girl bomb exploded. Curlers, hairdryers, makeup bags, and clothes cover every square inch of the carpet. I super kung fu hop over the piles to the dresser where she said her insulin bag would be. It's not there. I rifle through the piles, shaking like a scared dog from the cold. Nope. To the bathroom? Nope. A massive rock drops in my stomach when I can't find her insulin. The clock is ticking, I launch down the stairs, 2 at a time, and run through the house as my eyes scan every surface. I find it on the kitchen counter, a full floor away from where she thought she left it. Booyah! I'm back in the game. I shotgun pump my arm and grab the bag. I make sure I can lock the kitchen door from the inside. I mentally check, yep, I left all of my stuff outside. I step into the garage, shutting the back door behind me. As I'm jiggling the locked doorknob, I hear the whoop whoop of a police car. I slowly turn and do some weird half raise of my hands. There are two cops in the driveway, all official and stern looking. In a split second, I flash on images. I'm in the back of a police car, handcuffed, search warrants are getting issued. I see the courtroom, a stern judge, and an unforgiving jury. In a moment of catastrophic cognitive dissonance, I swear I heard my brain misfire. The only thing that saps me back to reality is that, I kid you not, my breasts are 2 frozen ice cones. I'm going to have the pleasure of explaining this to the officers while wearing nothing but my fancy thong and lacy strapless bra, because genius me didn't want panty lines. And my guy will be wearing a tux to the wedding. Nuff said. I could have vaporized on the spot from the humiliation as the officers approach me. I don't even know what I said. I virtually shoved the bag of insulin at the older cop and vomited out the preposterous details of this Texas-sized oof that landed me in my skivvies coming out of a house that I technically broke into. They try to keep a straight face, but then I start to laugh. It begins as a small, embarrassed chuckle, but then it takes on a life of its own. Commandeering all of my self-control and flinging it into the icy wind with the ashes of my dignity. I howl, tears run down my face, and I shoot strangled, inhuman sounds at them. I can make no sound other than drawn-out vowels. God, it's embarrassing. The cops are trying to ask me questions, and instead, they get Muttley the dog. All I can do is wheeze or tear and shake from the cold. Finally, I beg them to let me put my clothes on. One gallantly swings his arm to tell me to proceed to the backyard to recover my assortment of clothing, cringingly clinging to the fence. They're gentlemen about it as I jump and shimmy into the hell contraption of a bridesmaid's dress. They ask me if there's anyone that I can call from the family to confirm the story. I call the bride, she doesn't pick up. I call the bride's mum, she doesn't pick up. I call the love of my life, he picks up on the first ring. God, I love that man. He doesn't know why I left the church, but immediately goes into solve this fast mode. He gets the bride's dad, it gets sorted. My guy is waiting in the parking lot when I pull up. Panic rolls across his face when he sees me, thinking I've been crying. I laugh the rest of my makeup off with him when I tell him the story. We're getting married soon, and I think the bride should have to perform a commensurate task to climbing a tree in freezing weather in her underwear. I'm definitely taking suggestions. This all happened in a decently small town. This story has ripped through the gossip mill like Taco Bell through the colon. My oldest brother is apparently friends with the young cop that I could never make myself look in the eye. Yep, never living this down, and I'm never more grateful to have moved away. And also some life advice. I'm an idiot, so maybe you all know this, but don't hand your phone to the police. Put the call on speaker or show the text from your hand. Do not physically place your property in the care of the police. Advice from a law student who was more than happy to lecture me for 20 minutes at the reception. And it's stories like this one that I come to this subreddit for. Honestly, does not get any better than that. Weddings just attract crazy people and crazy situations, so there's always gonna be some good stories. And here's our next post by user/GalloBob. This happened a while ago while I was traveling to the US on a 9-hour flight from Europe. Context, I'm Greek Lebanese and am a rather moderately hairy person, most of it on my face. I had an important meeting to attend in the US that was happening a few hours after I land, so I had to freshen up and prepare while on the plane still. A few hours into the flight, I went to the bathroom to change my clothes, wash my face and freshen up. Shave and trim my beard, put on some deodorant and etc. Took my backpack with me since I've got everything in there. After spending some 5 minutes in there, struggling to move around the tiny bathroom stalls on planes, someone knocks on the door. I brush it off with something along the lines of, "I'll be right out." I thought someone needs to use the bathroom, but it was clearly occupied. Another 5 minutes go by and I start hearing chatter outside and I could feel some people moving around. I hear a knock again. At this point, I had my shirt off and my face was half shaven with mousse all over the other half. I open the door in this questionable state. To my surprise, I see 3 flight attendants looking terrified standing outside the door. 2 women and 1 man. So I laugh and ask them if there's a rule and a timer for how long you can use the bathroom or what exactly was going on. The man proceeds to tell me some passenger complained because they saw me go in with my backpack and I stayed in there for a while. So they were scared something was going down and reported it to the flight crew. Mind you, it wasn't even at the questionable beard or stage or anything. It had grown for some 2 weeks or more, give or take. So I laugh some more and tell him I fully understand, but I had an important meeting upon landing, hence freshening up, and that all I need is a bit longer to just shave fully and finish grooming myself. He then excuses himself and we laugh a bit when he goes away. Shortly after he comes back, knocking and I open, this time in a new fresh shirt and fully shaved, and ask him what's up. He tells me that some passengers are still concerned I'm shaving my beard and thought I was shaving my body too, since I opened the door with mousse dripping on my face and without my shirt on. I was very confused and at that stage started to get annoyed. Just let me use the damn bathroom in peace. There are many others people can use. Turns out that apparently some extremist Muslim groups do this before they get up to no good, aka sacrifice their life in an act of holy retribution, terror, or whatever the F you want to call it. Something about going to heaven freshly clean. So, at this point, I'm laughing too hard, but I tell him I fully understand, and that this is a good thing they check on such instances. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I then show him my meeting email with the time and date for the sake of their peace of mind. I also mentioned I was Christian born, but not religious, and that even as a Lebanese dude, I had no ideas terrorists were shaving before acts of terror. Thanks to the information I didn't really need. So, we then had a chat outside with the rest of the flight crew, laughing and making jokes. I could tell they were still a tiny bit paranoid, but 95% apologetic. They didn't check my bag or anything, and now that I think about it, I should have shown them what was in the bag. Snacks, iPhone cables, some books, clothes, and my toiletry bag. And I do guess, better be safe than sorry, so it's good that the flight crew did what they did, and double-checked that this man was just shaving and cleaning himself up. And here's our next post by user/NOU. So, I'm a pretty average person all round, with the exception that I'm tall, 6'4". I consider myself of average intelligence, average looks, average sense of humor, and average peepee size. Really, the only other peepees I've seen are in A, P, and B, a couple of bodies on a skinny dipping night. In all cases, I'm smaller. I already know some comments are gonna be like, but what about the locker room? What locker rooms are you in that everyone is running around balls out naked? My gym has individual showers and change areas. There's very occasionally someone getting changed in the common area. But I'm not staring at their junk. And yeah, every so often I see someone smaller than me, but that reinforced my viewpoint that it's extremely average. Okay, back to the story. Recently, I got divorced. I'd been with my ex-wife for 16 years. She was my first and the only woman I'd ever been with. Whenever we used peepee protectors, I'd always dread it. I mean, all guys say the same thing about them, right? There's no feeling, difficult staying hard, everyone hates peepee protectors. I just assumed that was the universal truth, and it never occurred to me to investigate further. Every time I had to put one on, I'd start to go flaccid, apologize, and work really hard to perform. Passionate hugging was bad, often way more work than it was worth. Well, recently I met a woman on Tinder. She has way more experience than I do. Before meeting, she asked about my size, and I answered honestly, I'm super average. She said that's cool, and we went on a date. At the end of it, we hooked up, and there I am trying to put on a peepee protector. Same thing as usual happening, struggling to roll it down, starting to go flaccid, getting embarrassed, when she points out that apparently I'm incorrect. Not average, and I'm wearing the wrong size peepee protectors. I wrote it off. I thought she was just being polite and trying to give me an ego boost to help me not feel so bad. At our next encounter, she handed me a larger peepee protector. Holy frick, what the F? I no longer feel like I'm about to be swung into battle by an enraged Gimli. Yes, I recognize the humble brag, but what a waste of 16 years. I'm more mad about that than I'm happy about my peepee size. I'm elated about this problem being fixed and want to jump for joy and tell my friends. But who can I possibly tell without sounding like a giant bragging jerk? Nobody, so instead I'm telling you. I'm finding with sounding like a jerk to you. And fun fact that I just learnt from the comments, you can actually buy packets of peepee protectors from like Amazon that come in a bunch of different sizes and flavors. And it's like a try me kit with different size, different flavors, and you just see what you like the most, so why not do that? Alright everyone, I think I'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel for edit videos every second day. But with that said, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed, and all I want to do is see you all here next time. See you later, guys.